This is how I make my candy cane bundles. Pool noodle, cut into 4. Pick a favorite ribbon or fabric, and you want to cut this 2.5 inch wide strip into 1 1/4 inch, right down the middle. When you have that length, take the wire out of it. Make sure you roll it up in your hand. That'll give it a little bit of softness. Now you're ready to start rolling this onto your pool noodle strips. Now you're ready to start wrapping it. Now take your next strip and attach it here. 2 sets from an 8-inch cut of a pool noodle, and cut it down into 4s, and then take 2 of them and cut them in half. That'll give you 2 good sets. The candy canes are good and dry after we've wrapped our pool noodle with actually ribbon. And I took cheesecloth and I wrapped it around one good time and then just tied it into a knot. Now I'm going to take some jute twine, and I've picked out a large rusty bell. They look so fantastic on these when you do the pool noodle candy cane sticks. And leave yourself a graceful tail, because we're going to be adding our bell on there too. And I just go around a couple of times holding that tail there, and then that way when I come about my second time, I can bring it up here to my jute twine. And the way I've got these posed, one will set more flatter because it's broader, and then the other 2 atop. And then of course I'm just going to tie this, and then I can start adding my bell and any tags, greenery, whatever you like, and it just looks really prim. Candy cane peppermint sticks in a primitive style, and I go ahead and do a knot on this one, that way it's not shifting around, and then I can take and tie my other elements on there. And I'll just go ahead and cut me a generous amount. I actually like leaving my jute twine dangling on these. It looks good. So it depends on how it plays out. I really just go based on how it's looking and how I want it to look. Then I pick me out one of my cards I made. And usually the black and white looks better. The yellow just doesn't seem to be jihad with this, and this had a golden background. You see kind of the rustic orange in that. And then I just select one that I want to go on there, like the tree in a jar, or the candy canes, or the holly leaves. Any of these look good. I think I'm going to go with I like the tree in a jar. I think I'm going to go with the holly leaves because I haven't used it yet, and it looks good. I like it. Now, when you're going to do a tag with a bell, in order for that tag to show up with this big bell, you usually need to put it underneath it like that right there, or it's not going to look right. So I'm going to put the tail, or put the tag on first. And you can leave this a little loose if you want to, so that you make sure it falls behind the bell. And once again, you want enough of a lead in that so that you have it hanging down. That's looking really good. Now we can put on our bell. And you can fix it where it sits centered or dangles around, whatever you want. So I'm going to snug it up so it sits about center of those peppermint sticks. Good old knot in there. And that's just looking wonderful and sounding wonderful. So I really like that. I may end up having to tighten up my tag a little bit, or I might have to drop my bell closer. I don't like it wandering around. Just absolutely gorgeous. While you're at it, sneak under there and put you a little bit of glue so that they all stick together. Do it on this side, and then that will keep them hung together. You don't have to glue your G-twine or your cheesecloth, just your sticks. So now you have a primitive candy cane sticks with its rustic bell and tag and a little bit of G-twine and cheesecloth. Great decoration. When you get a bunch of these at Christmas time, get you some strips of fabric and wrap around the candy canes. They look fantastic, and these can really truly be beautiful made up. So I'm going to basically start wrapping these, and a lot of times when you're doing something like this, if you just go up bigger around the top so that it can drape over and you can close it up. And it is better because most of our glue guns are on high. So put the glue on the fabric and give it a moment before you stick it to the candy cane. And that way you make sure you don't melt it. Then once you get it started, you can just fold that over and let it collapse. Then you can easily cover it. And these look phenomenal whenever you wrap them. They just look so good. You will love these for your bowl fillers and sitting about, and they're lightweight and easy to store. So now you can just push the fabric over onto itself, and that will give you your angle to start going downward. So once you get it set, then you can glue it. So go ahead and start about before you glue it. That way you make sure you got it plenty covered. Just about lines up. That's when you know you got quality fabric right there, is when the fabric begins to line up. Very good quality fabric right there. Look at that. Perfect. So now I'm on the red and white, real peppermint looking, the stripes. These are the ones that almost make it feel psychedelic because of the stripes. But just keep going and they just look fantastic. We're going to add some things to them. Really, really spruce them up. Now this sheet right here, you can pause and take a screenshot and print it off, or you can look for the link in the description box down below. I'm going to attach these to some board, and this is like, you know, comes out of a cracker box or cookie box, and you can get these flats of cardboard. They are perfect for making tags. And then these have all sorts of different things on them. As you can see, they're really, really cute. And tie these upon my candy canes, accompanied with a bell and some greenery and maybe even some homespun or ribbon or something to make them really look nice. So I'm going to take, and I'm actually going to Mod Podge them, or you can use Elmer's glue to this board and cut them out. Now this is what it is once we get it onto the card. I'll let that dry and then I'll cut them out. Tags in hand, rusty bells of different sizes, some cheesecloth, and we will add some other elements too to make it really, really look great. I think I'm going to start off with this one, and then that way I can get situated and get a feel. Now it's just a matter of picking out one of these cards that I want to go here. And I've done these Christmas apothecary onto the cardboard, and they just look fantastic. So it give you a good mixture of different things that you can put on there. Actually, I think the smaller bells or the medium bells are probably going to look better on this particular candy cane. That way it really puts the candy cane up front and forward versus overshadowing it. But the big bell looks good too, so it's going to be a hard decision on this. I'm going to get a couple out and play with them a minute and stage everything like I generally do. Now this is already doubled, and so I just kind of pull it a little bit, and then that way it gives it that neatness to it. I love that. Then you can also make it into a bow. I'm going to see, and I'm going to tie these bells on with some cord, I think, to best match that. I may use a solid color, or you can use some jute twine, which will look really good too. Alright, so I've tied some cheesecloth on here, which looks really good. Just that innocentness of it. And I'm going to glue this greenery down on the back and add a berry back here. And then I have the tag strung with the bell, and that will be tied around it. And put your bell in front of your tags. Put the tag on first, then put your bell. Then you can have your tie, and leave yourself a tail so that when you wrap it around it, you'll be able to tie it and have some extra. And so that looks pretty neat right there. That will match a whole lot better. Yes. So I'm going to cut some of these. Really neat. Everything behind that bow, because I tied it on first. And then see, this can come about behind the candy cane. You can fix the bow and everything once you get everything in place. Just want that tag hanging here. And you can glue it if you need to in order to get it to stay where you want it. But I think it's going to work out pretty good right there. Just lay that down so I can tie it. And then you can put a dab of glue to make it stay where you want it to if you don't want it to slide and take off, which is a smart move. Don't want you not completely in the back, because that way it'll lay without a problem. Alright, so see how this is looking with this. And there we go, just something really neat and sweet. And those will look great in vignettes, just laying about, even around the Christmas tree on top of the gifts. Or you can hang it up. Love, love, love it. So here's what I have done with these, and just added that simple bell with the red and white stripe. I added a little bit of crushed velvet red that I had left, and I just basically a single tie around it and put the cheesecloth bow above it. And that is so cute.